TGIF Warriors. Draghi was the trade of the week. How's everyone doing today? Should have some type of book squaring into the weekend. Not ready to buy the euro, although it's starting to get oversold, starting to get some threes here. Maybe you book it. Pound's trying to threaten again. Yesterday or the day before, I said we needed one more high. In the pound, we got it. I can't get crazy bullish about that. And then lastly, the yen has gotten to targets. We're almost 61.8 back here at 111.43. Too much mo for me to step into it. So I'm not showing you my charts. So here's the yen. I was looking for 10.50.11 down here. We got it. Just a little bit too much short-term mode to short it here today. Maybe next week. Pretty strong, approaching the 61.8 level. Euro, this was the call of the week that I made. Still looking negative. Maybe think about taking at least half in. Maybe there's another, I still think we'll go to 11.40, but I'd be careful now about this. So, who's here today? Good morning, good day, good evening, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. How are you? Hello, Luca, Roland, Sinatra. I believe most people had a pretty good week because we were hip to a dollar bottom yesterday. Fame, how have you been? Dion, I see a new handle. Ralph, welcome, Ralph. I'll be here again Monday, and then I'll be gone for a few weeks. Jess is back, Carrie, Ali, Todd, Double A, Abel, Mystic, how are you, buddy? Everyone doing okay? Hey, guys, tell me if you could hear this. Tell me if you could hear this. Not sure if you can. But if you can, this is my tribute to Prince. I used to do a couple of Prince songs. Can you hear that? That's Dale Prince? No? Darn it. Whoops. I lost Pico. Okay. Oh. Okay, it won't let me do it. I forget it. Who? So I have it on my desktop. I don't know how to convert it. But I actually met my wife after singing Purple Rain. I don't know, Mystic. Actually, if Mauricio's in here or Adinda. Do you know Adinda? I think I noticed in the text that Yohei was taking a vacation too. Hi, Rick. Okay, the show will be on. Do you know who's hosting it, Adinda? Val is? Okay. Hi, Sirik. How are you? What are you up to? What's everyone up to? Peg, how are you? Todd, welcome back. Hi, Fab. Dion. Ali, Roland, Luca, Mario, the Grays, Rafe is new, and Fame. How are you? How's everyone doing? So there's your answer, Mystic. Val will be here. Couldn't ask for a better person to step up. Val did it a year and a half ago, stepped up for me when I was in the hospital. I'm a fan of Val's. I'm a big fan of Val's, and I know many of you are as well. So you're going to have a great host. So anyone doing anything today? Hello, Blaze. Welcome to LAR. Everyone welcome Blaze. So they're starting to get a little tail in the euro here. And we actually are holding above 30. So we have a little short-term divergence. I'd be covering shorts here in the euro. I don't know if I'd be buying it, but I'd at least be booking euro shorts from up here. This is a 1 hour, and we're not confirming these lows. And we're above 30. So be careful. See that? See this? Be careful. What do you got, Luca? CAD yen? Oh, CAD. All your targets hit. Sirik, you're a top gun, buddy. I love Sirik's work. How about you guys? Here's a look from Luca. Looks cut off. Oh, it's EuroCAD. Still looking negative. This looks like a head and shoulders. Thank you, Luca. Here's Sirik's look. All of his targets are coming up. Everything's coming up roses for me and my gal. There's one chart from Sirik, and I don't know what it is. Swiss. So Swiss almost a target. Same formation in reverse in the Swiss that I just showed you in Euro. Here's another one from Sirik. Guppy got to that 58 target we talked about a long time ago, 58, 59. God, went 160. Thank you, Sirik. Everyone thanks Sirik for his looks. And Luca. I'll be here Monday, then I'll be gone for a few weeks. Nice, Brooke. Congratulations. Everyone congratulate Brooke. I don't know who to congratulate first. All you guys did such a great job. Here's the Canada. One more low coming up. That's what I think. So congratulations, everyone. Rick nailed that pound kiwi from almost 2 weeks ago. A lot of talent in here. The end, 112.70. Okay. Breaks out over there. Look out. Thank you, Sirik. And I'll be wrapping up Monday with a favorite of everyone here in LAR. I'll be interviewing Nicola Duke, who a lot of people have great respect for on Twitter. She'll be doing an interview with us on Monday. Luca's taking a shot here. So the Euro's turning like I thought it would. Right on the line. JM's probably buying it. Here's Luca's taking a shot here at previous support. Is no resistance. Thank you, Luca. So Prince passed away yesterday. Life is fragile. Okay, Brooke. So Blaze, you've been here for a while. Okay, if you know about Rick's trade, Ralph is back here today. Double A's here. The Grays are in the house. Hi, Mario. Double A, how are you? Ali, how are you? Roland? Peg, how are you, brother? Dion. Ball guy, hi, Terry. Jax is here. Jax, you do any prints on the banjo? What you got, Brooke? How are tricks, Terry? You do any prints on your banjo? Can you play Purple Rain on your banjo? Or a Little Red Corvette? There's Brooks' look on yen. Looks pretty good. Okay. Thank you, Brooke. I don't know. Oh, really? Okay. Thank you, Brooke. Oh my God. Here's something, Jack. So this was one of Rick's home run balls. One of his home run balls. I remember he showed this chart on this red candle, and I said, boy, that looks lousy. And then look. We should go here. Here. You know, wedges are supposed to retrace everything, so maybe there'll be a good buying opportunity back here at 205. Buy a test of the wedge breakout. Nice job, Rick. You need my bank wire number? Yeah. It's always happened. Yeah. Calls a yen of resistance from Brook. Thank you, Brook. You're a country guy. So, ready for the weekend, everyone? I am. I'm ready. I'm ready to relapse. Who else is here today? So, what's the grade you give LAR on its performance this week? What grade do you give it? An A, B, C, D, or an F? A, B, C, D, F. I'm giving LAR an A. The compilation of ideas was, again, outstanding. You guys get an A. With a gold star. An A with a gold star for everyone. You're part of the reason it was an A. You too, Sinatra. You too, Midas, AAA. Just in case your car breaks down. Okay. Yesterday, I think, was exceptional. In case your car breaks down, you could call AAA. So we may have Kevin Kukeska with us. He just launched his new FX broker. I think they're out of Australia, called FX Pig. What a great name for an FX company. It's called FX Pig. You guys ever hear about it? Hear of it? FX Pig, they just launched. I think they're Aussies. No one's going to forget that name. Good marketing strategy. So if he shows up, a pig will be among lions today. If the pig shows up, we might just turn him into bacon today. What do you think? And I have a rabbi here to spit on the pig to make it kosher. We'll make them kosher, guys. Everyone doing all right? Am I still on the air? Hi, Ali. How are you, partner? Kind of strange to see the Dow higher and the NASDAQ lower. Microsoft's earnings were bad. Wow. That sounds pretty good, Dion. I'm always hungry. I've been up for about 2 hours already. Looking forward to being able to sleep in for a little while, and I probably won't. I'll probably be up anyway. Kevin Bacon? What about Windows 10? I don't like it. I accidentally downloaded Windows 10. I don't know how to get rid of it. They kept putting up that little window, and I must have clicked it once and left the room. All of a sudden, I'm downloading 10. I don't really care for it either. So you think that's why they're earning? Okay, Apple might be a short, though. I just want to show you Apple. Okay, with the market making new all-time highs. Alien Ovicho is bearish Apple. It's got some pretty big downside targets. I'm actually thinking if I get a rally back into the gap in Apple, taking a shot. So here we are recovering almost at new highs in the S&Ps, everybody. Right? S&P's knocking at the door over 2,100. Look how many lower highs we've had in Apple. And it came off about $6 here. We've had 2 drives. I'm going to wait till after earnings. But Alien's actually looking for 85. So rally's back to 110. Maybe next week I'm going to take a shot. So compare this to the S&Ps. S&Ps would be are up here. Apple's down here. So I'd love to see a good earnings report next week, and I may short it. Just another idea. I know you already look at a million things, but what kind of low did we have here on the flash crash in August? There's some relative strength issue here in Apple. Give me a Y if you understand what I'm saying. S&Ps and Dow threatening new all-time highs. And one of the darlings of Wall Street, Apple, not even close. Apple, that's 84. Yeah, 84 is also 3-month puts. We buying the July hundreds. The July hundreds. I'm looking at the July hundreds. Nice work, Rick. That was the trade of the month, Rick. You're the man of the month. You're the April man of the month. Everyone congratulate Rick. That was one of the best trades of the month. You are the man of the month, Ricardo. Yeah, I still think we're going to 21.17s. When you trade the market. Congratulations, Rick. You're Mr. April. You're Mr. April. You're the best in April. Not just man of the day or man of the week, man of the month. Although Goldie comes in, Val will be here. Linda said Val's going to host. She's not a sub. Although I'd have to say Goldie with his yen trading during the month of April was pretty amazing too. If you're in the house, Goldie, you too could be man of the month in April if you're here. Rolled the yen all the way down, got out at the bottom and bought it. Brooke has been on fire. JM's been on fire. You know, we have so many great traders in here. So I was talking to someone about LAR today. I actually said I think we have 20 to 30 proficient, effective, consistent traders in this community. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. You want to do it, Dan? Well, bring that up to Val. I'm sure she won't mind. See if Mauricio, I think Mauricio's going to be on vacation too. But maybe Adinda can arrange that. Any volunteers? Who would like to host LAR for a session? You are, Dia. That's what I thought. No one wants to do it. I will tell you this, if you do it, you're going to lose a little bit of your edge in trading because when you're facilitating the community, it distracts you a little bit from your trading. So I'm just giving you that, my experience. Okay. Get yourself together, Sinatra. Sinatra, you know what someone once said to me? You talk about being a radio host. Someone once said to me, they said, Dale, it's a Dale, you have the perfect face for radio. You have a great face for radio. You guys agree? What a great face for radio, huh? Oh. Oh, no LAR. Okay. So I guess no LAR. Belle's just going to do the Fed, probably by herself. So I think Yohei's going to be gone. Oh, he'll be back from vacation? Oh, I read in the text he was taking a trip, maybe just a weekend. Yeah. No crying for you for a few weeks, Jax. You're going to store up all those tears and make your head blow up. Hi, Dan. Welcome to LAR. Everyone welcome Dan to LAR. Everyone doing all right? Thank you, Dan. Go ahead, Abel. Tell Dan. Tell Dan what you tell everyone, every new person who comes in here. I think Goldie also has a little Skype room going, so you guys can hang out with Ricardo. That's not going to hurt. And Goldie, I think, has something going on. There have been many Skype groups that have formed in LAR over the past 3 years. Many still together outside of LAR. LAR has brought a lot of people together, whether they're here or not. I know Liam Callum has a Skype group. Hutch, who I haven't seen for a while, had one for a while. I think Ali goes to it. Ali still goes to it. Hello, Arvid. How are you doing, Arvid? Double A. Jess, how are you today? Sam? So let's see if we can penetrate this line here. NASDAQ's getting hammered. Not Apple, though. Right. Aussie Kiwi. Okay, good. Going for the neckline up here. So this is the head and shoulders that Luca is talking about. This is your daily Aussie Kiwi. Had the pull back to 110. It's going to make a move towards this 113.30 level, be a breakout to me. Timbo, nice to meet you. Are you new, Timbo? Is my memory failing me? Hello, Timbo. Welcome back, Timbo. If here's Zurich's Euro. He still has lower numbers. So when I make it big, 1170 and all the way down here, 10.5. Yeah, it looks like this would be a breakdown under 12.5, 14.5 gives you 10.5. Nice look. Thank you, Zurich. 110.50 ultimate target for Zurich on. Yeah. Well, welcome back, Timbo. I'm going to take a quick break. Back in 5. Thank you, Sarek. Nice look on the euro. Be right back, Warriors. Hello, Stuart. Yes, I'm back, Adinda. Yes, I'll be here Monday, and I'll be interviewing Nick. Nick called the top of the end in the 120s at our last interview. Nick was bearish the end before the break. She's excellent. Okay, Rick. I don't know if I'm going away. I'll probably just be at home. Okay, buddy. Dion, is that from FX Pro? That's a demo I use. I think Syracuse is it too. Isn't that what I have up right now? C Trader from FX Pro. Okay. That was several months ago, Stuart. Okay. So I think I brought FX Pro a lot of business. Over the last 12 months. Nice look here, Luca. I know Luca's charts now. Better rally back to 18.1. I think whether this is a high or we get one more, that you'll see 16.5, 16.4 in the Dow by the 4th of July. Calling for a 16.4 Dow by the 4th of July. Into the conventions here in the U.S. June or July low I'm looking for. From all my intelligence gathering. Thank you, Luca. Lifestyle look. They're still on the site. Yeah, look, Dion. So here's how to make it get bigger. You hit the plus. Yeah, mine worked. See that? Doesn't get any bigger than this. Smaller. This is usually the size I watch it in. Bad PMI. So can the dollar lose its bid on it? Not really. Anyone make a lot of money on nat gas? I did make everyone aware of the bottom in nat gas when the past president of Chesapeake drove his car into a wall, McClendon. That was the low in nat gas. That was a low in nat gas, and it's rallied huge. Hope someone took advantage of it. I got out early. Huge move in that gas. Look at it. Isn't it interesting how it bottomed within a day of McClendon suicide? Audrey McClendon. I tweeted, I thought it would be very weird. He was one of the pioneers of fracking. So it was here when I called it. Might be running out of juice. But this is when he ran right into the wall, right here. So it's rallied from, and this is, here, I'll give you daily nearest. I think it looks better that way because of the premiums of contango. Yeah, right here. 1, 2, 3, or else this is 1, this is 2, and we still have a 3 coming. I almost favor that there's another, maybe it's a short up here for one more decline. We have 1 divergence. Maybe we need 1 more washout. Yeah, he was indicted for something. He was driving though. Really? Because they could hack into it and take control of the car? Wow, what a world. You can't even suicide yourself, other people. So it's actually murder. It's actually murder, is what you're saying. You will be murdered. So I guess I won't trade in my Pinto or my luxury Gremlin. Yeah. So I'll keep my green Gremlin, my Plymouth Gremlin, and my Ford Pinto. Yeah, isn't that something? So all the hitmen, all the hitmen, they're going around him. Me too, Sinatra. So the S&Ps are flying high in April, but they'll be shot down in May. And boy, will they be singing the tune when they begin to rally in June. That's life. That's what people say. S&P flying high in April, shot down in May. But boy, will the stock jocks be singing that tune when they put a low in June. Boy, you're gonna miss me. I'm gonna miss you too, Jax. I don't know why that always makes me laugh when you text that. It cracks me up. That's I have no idea why it cracks me up, but it does. Not that I take any pleasure in making you sad, because I'm a fan of each and every one of you in here right now. I'm a fan of Jax. I'm a fan of Cyrix and Dion's. I'm a fan of Ali and Stewart and Luca. I'm a big fan of Ricardo Mystic and Adinda and Jess, who I'm learning to become a fan of. I'm a fan of Fab and Valguy and Fame and Arvid and Double A and Midas. Big fan of Midas and Pegasus, Roland, BW. Want to get to know Sam and have a bromance. Mario, Ralph, Blaze. Big fan of Abel. Love you, buddy. So I want you guys to know that I'm a fan of each and every one of you. Okay? Because no matter what the bottom line is in your account, each and every one of you are champions for attempting to succeed in an area that would scare most people to death. So you're all courageous for doing this. And I want to let you know that I appreciate your bravery. And that's why I call each and every one of you my trading warrior, brother and sister, because you are all true warriors. You're all true warriors. You enter the battlefield every day. And most would shirk and bite their nails and wet their pants doing what you do every day. So pat yourself on the back, everyone. See, Brooke, right back to business. Aussie CAD. Okay. Well, you know what? You don't lose till you quit, Jess. You don't lose till you quit. Keep swinging the bat. You really never know what you're made out of until adversity strikes. Everyone can be tough and strong. Are you? I don't want to know about it. Everyone has, Zurich. I bet even Ricardo had some rough times early in his career. Never give up. Okay? So most people, they take a few hits. And I'm not saying I haven't become paralyzed after a few hits, but most people, right. And you're not even in a trade. Well, you have bladder issues then. Go to the doctor, Jax. You also find out who your friends are. Right. There you go. There's a pearl from Midas. Take breaks, reassess, but don't give up. So you also find out who you are and what you're made of. And I'm telling you, 11:45, okay, that you will also find out who your true friends are. So it's good to go through those times. Iron doesn't turn into steel until it goes through the fire. You cannot get steel out of iron until it goes through the fire. Amen? How do you know, Dan? Did you hear my Purple Rain song? Somebody stole our idea. Thank you, Timbo. What do you got there? What do you got, Zurich? Trader Song? She's got a great voice. She's got a great voice, Zurich. What a beautiful voice that woman has. Everyone doing all right? They're having a hard time pressing the euro. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I'd look to sell rallies between 1290 and 1310 if that happens next week. Stick around and let's see if Kevin from FX Pig shows up. Stand by for Kevin Kukeska. I have two. All I need is two. Oh, no. Yeah, I have a TV. That doesn't count. Two for me. Wow, Zurich, you have a spaceship. Zurich's got a spaceship. Star Control to Major Tom. Star Control to Major Tom. So, wow, Bowie and Prince, some icons. No one beats time. Ali has 12. Oh, my goodness, Ali. Ground control to Major Tom. Brooks getting long buying the Kiwi here. Jax was already long the Kiwi. We have some LAR confluence in the Kiwi here. Okay. Grinding, grinding, grinding. This is a daily. 1 hour. Yeah, maybe correct. Back to 980. Maybe 100 pip pop is coming. Okay, Brooke, don't worry about it. So besides being fans of you guys, I truly care about each and every one of you. Hope someday to raise a glass with each of you, break bread. What a great time it would be someday for all of us to get together. Here, Mystic found your trading room, Ali, on the net. This is Ali's house in Canada, his man cave. This is Ali's man cave right there. And it is in Canada. It is in Canada. Thank you, Mystic, for showing all of us, giving us a picture inside Ali's trading room. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. It's not the amount of monitors, is it? I think it would. I think it would make me make my head explode. Stuart does everything off an iPad. I used to feel that way, Ali. I like to know when it's happening so I could fade it, though. So Midas used to have a spaceship, too. Okay, here's a Kiwi from Cyric. Ask and you shall receive. Looks like we're getting a little pin bar here. Looks like we've only had 2 drives, right? 1, 2, maybe we do need another. Thank you, Cyric. They meet next week. BOJ next week. Yeah. Thank you, Cyric. Thank you, Brooke. You do, Sinatra. You have right now, you have another 28 set of eyes working for you right now, with you and for you. We all have extra eyes in here besides our own. Good one, Mystic. What is that computer from what? Is that an original Intel or? I think I had one of those. Good one. Everyone doing okay? That's an Amiga? San Diego, Stuart. A transplanted Chicagoan. I came out to California because Janet and Dean said, 2 girls for every guy. I got a 34 wagon and I call it a Woody. Surf City, here we come. You know it ain't very cheery, but it's only but a goodie. Surf City, here we come. Are you from Chicago, Dan, and you're now in Cal? Yeah. So when that song came out, yeah, kudos to Europound shorts. Jan and Dean, I think I was in junior high and I told all my friends, I'm moving to California when I grow up. So I knew from the time before I was even a teenager, that I was going to go to California. I remember in Chicago watching the Rose Bowl with, Midas could relate to this, with 5 inches of ice on my windows and watching everyone on New Year's Day getting a suntan in the Rose Bowl. So I knew. I think we have Kevin here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Kevin, nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you, Dale. I'm working on video here. I use a setup with a laptop in clamshell mode. So I'm trying to make this work. I just need a minute or so to get the video to come on.
All right. So in the meantime, Kevin, I want to congratulate you. You did launch. I was telling people about the name of your FX brokerage firm, FX Pig. What a great name! No one will forget that name, will they?
No, they definitely won't. We get some slack here and there for the name, but that was kind of the point. So yeah, it works as intended, but it's definitely not. You won't find a clone of FX Pig online. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's great marketing because people will remember it, and everyone's going to say, well, bulls and bears make money, pigs don't. But I have a feeling that you can make a pig fly. And welcome to the live analysis room. We're a den of lions, and we always welcome any other animal spirit. So I read in your email that you've been in every business imaginable before you came to get involved in the FX industry and got involved with FX Pig. You want to tell us a little bit about your varied background and how this happened for you to get involved in the FX industry?
Sure. Well, I think since my first business that I actually came into was in 1997, 98, and that was a cell phone. I actually had a cell phone kiosk. It's a long story, but long story short, essentially, is that we had a friend of mine knew the owners of a large electronics store, who at the time didn't want to get involved in cell phones because they didn't believe it was they thought it was going to be somewhere along the line of the pager, and that it was really just going to be a fad, and nobody was going to want a cell phone.
They're not in business anymore, are they?
No, they're not actually. They closed down in 2000.
Yeah.
So anyway, we put a kiosk inside, and this store was pretty popular in the area where it was located. So we put a kiosk inside the store selling cell phones. It exploded. From there, I came to Mexico, actually. I've been traveling here, I don't know, 3-4 times a year. I wanted to give it a go to try to live here. When you're young, you do kind of off the cuff and sometimes really stupid things. So I traveled to Mexico, and another long story, really short. Ended up being almost homeless for about 6 months.
Okay.
Between lost my passport, I could probably write a movie about what happened to me in those 6 months. So once everything was straightened out, I got into the laundry business. I opened not money laundering, but a laundry business, as in laundering clothes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Opened
Where in Mexico? Where did this happen in Mexico? And where are you talking to us from right now?
Okay, initially landed in Cancun, Mexico.
Okay.
Some almost 17 years ago.
Okay.
And I lived, this initial part of the story is in Cancun. I lived in Cancun for about 9 years, and then with my wife relocated to where she was from, which is Chihuahua, which is northern Mexico. And then from there we ended up in Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo, so Los Cabos on the west coast.
Yeah.
And now we're back in the Cancun area. And I'm talking to you from Playa del Carmen, which is about 45 minutes outside.
Yeah, I was, every once in a while I think about being an international man, and I was thinking about Cabo as being kind of a nice little enclave with a lot of expats there. So in Mexico, it's a very natural resource-based economy. How are you enjoying your life in Mexico? Sounds like this has become your adopted country. Where are you originally from?
United States. So I was born in Virginia, raised in Connecticut, and I've been here 17 years. So yeah, it's definitely I've spent more of my adult life in Mexico than in the United States. I travel back very frequently, so I'm there, I don't know, sometimes up to 12 times a year. This year I haven't been back as much, but so I do travel frequently. But yeah, this is definitely my adopted country. We've always lived here, except for the Chihuahua spat where we lived there for about 2 years. We've always lived in tourist areas, so the economy is a little than the whole of Mexico. Really, everything's different. It's definitely a different lifestyle. So,
has it been advantageous to you business-wise to be an expat living in another country? Has it been an advantage for you to see that the world is bigger than just wherever you were brought up? I mean, my U.S. experience is born in Chicago and a transplant in Chicago in San Diego. What kind of perspective has it given you being in a foreign country, and are there business advantages of being an expat?
Definitely, there's advantages and disadvantages depending on where you are and if you speak the local language. I'm fluent in Spanish, so that gives definitely an edge because. But I think traveling, even if you don't live in another area, always is going to boost your ability to communicate with other people, to be able to communicate more on a name basis type of thing, where you have a little bit of knowledge. If you've been to where they live, or if you've been to the corner of the world or the region where they are, you might have some local experience, and you're able to have a little different rapport with people. So I think that helps. Here in Mexico, Forex, especially in Mexico, is still unknown.
Embryonic? Embryonic?
Yeah. Probably pre-embryonic, really, for most. In embryonic, they might actually know. Oh, I think I've heard of that once, and maybe they're wrong, and they give you the definition completely off base. But here, a lot of people don't even know what it is. They know what currency exchange is because they live that every day.
Right.
But they don't really know what FX is. So, but it's and one of the big issues here too is there was a couple years ago there was a fraud online called Forex Macro, and it was essentially a Ponzi scheme. And that business, almost every person from not so much Mexico, somewhat, but anywhere in South America, anywhere in almost all Latin America, they know what that is, and they assume Forex is tied to that company. So it's a little bit of Forex can be a difficult, somewhat difficult, at least in Latin America, to get past that. Let's say fraud namesake. You know, a lot of people type.
Okay, so you're trying to establish awareness in Mexico. Where is FXPIG domiciled, and who regulates it?
Sure, we have a very modern company. So from the start, when I started the business, I never envisioned us, regardless of how large, you know, how big the business was, to ever have, you know, a $45,000 a month office space with 200 employees. I just don't see that beneficial to a business that relies on low latency, cross the pond communications and 24/7 worldwide support services. It just doesn't. I've never really. I see it from the as far as we want to have a nice office and give our clientele that we make money and we sure know how to spend it. But other than that, and obviously there's some delegation issue. I mean, it's easier to delegate when you're in an office with everybody. That makes sense. But overall, I didn't really see the reason for us to go that route. So we're very spread out across the globe. So I myself, like as you already know, I'm in Mexico. Our actual head office is in New Zealand. We have an office manager and compliance staff inside that New Zealand office, and that's on our website. You know, the address is on our website. That's that Auckland-based office. Support happens.
Go ahead.
No, I'll get to the regulation. I'm just I'm going through how we're set up, just so everybody gets an idea.
I'm getting an echo, Kevin. Are you inside the LAR?
I am on a. As you notice, I'm not wearing a headphone because, to be honest, I couldn't find it this morning, and I'm in my home office rather than my office. So that might be why you're getting an echo.
I mean, have you logged into the LAR page on the internet? Because sometimes guests do that because they want to see where they're giving the interview, and sometimes that causes a feedback. But now it's okay again.
Okay, I leaned in a bit, so maybe that's the
okay.
Maybe that's the ticket.
It was my voice that was echoing.
Okay. No, I'm not logged in. I'm not on. I'm just inside the chat here.
Okay.
So our support-based services are based out of Eastern Europe, mostly Macedonia. So most of our support is based there. Then our CFO is based in Belgium. Our CTO is in Italy. And we have several other support staff that are based in India and Russia. So we have a very worldwide. Basically, we're almost in every region we have clients. We have some type of staff. So it's definitely a different business model than I think your old FX business.
So you were in the launch. You started off in cell phones. I'm still hearing myself. And then you went into the laundry business. How did you end up looking at FX as an opportunity?
So I went from the laundry business, as you mentioned. I went into several different businesses here: real estate, retail, and food service. And we owned a bar for a bit. Me and my wife and I. Through the whole time, ever since the internet really became something that people could have in their homes. So AOL time, and when you used to get a disc in the mail every 3 days for AOL, and CompuServe, businesses that literally almost no longer exist. I tried to find a way to make money online. So I think anything you could possibly think of online, I probably tried it. And I had small businesses, subscription-based businesses here and there throughout the years, a long time ago at this point. But I stumbled onto Forex. I think I saw a webinar one time in 2000 or so about the Forex market and how big it was and how, of course, easy it was to make money, which obviously we all know at this point that that's not really the case. But so I started trading.
Tough way to make an easy buck is what a veteran told me when I was rookie.
Sure, it's I think and I think that the only reason I change it sometimes, Dale. So just excuse me, but I have to comment on this one. The one thing I think about any market trading, really anything, is discipline. So our human nature is not to be disciplined, and is to go and is to just to do things because we feel an impulse to do them. So that's really the reason for it, because I tell clients a lot of times, a disciplined person that has experience in the market could take a dart, throw it at a dartboard, and if he hits the piece of paper that says sell, he'll sell. If it says buy, he'll buy, and he'll still make more money than you do using a system where another market professional makes money and using it automated. And the reason for that is that you're going to close those trades or open new trades based on the fact that you have impulses. Where this veteran is going to stick to a plan, and if that buy goes wrong, he's going to get out of it. And if it goes right, he's going to trail up, get out at the highest point, and that's why he's going to make money.
You're right. Impulse,
I generally
you're
think
right. Exactly.
You're right. Exactly.
Impulse trading is the biggest enemy of any trader.
Exactly. So I think one of those isn't difficult. We're wired as human beings to make it just everything. I mean that's kind of just the way we are. So. Anyway, some people who are disciplined people in the real world tend to be able to become traders much quicker than your normal because of that impulse. So
so what makes FXPIG different than other FX brokers? And I'm going to try not to talk for a while because I keep hearing my echo. But are you an ECN type broker? Do you trade against your book? What kind of broker and what is unique about FXPIG besides the name?
Sure. Well, we'll start at the name. So the name is unique for sure. I basically started at the time when I started the brokerage. 2010 is when we initially started. We didn't go 11. With actual to the public, but 2010 is when we started. It was initially started because I was a trader. I traded, and I was an IB, and I had about 15 different IB relationships at the time. And wow. Even as an IB, it was difficult for me to work with most of them. I even gave them a lot of business for a non-institutional IB. It was still hard to work with them. I can't stand talking to sales guys. Even today, when I have to go to a bank or an LP to talk to a sales guy, just kills me. I can't stand it. You get the same, even on the institutional side, you get the same runaround you get when you're a retail guy trying to open an account or get it. I realized at that point that something needed to change, that there wasn't, aside the fact from at that time we're talking about everybody was pretty much a bucket broker and everybody was pretty much a market maker and everybody was pretty much lying about that fact, which still happens ever so often. With technology, a lot of brokers too lie and not about it at the same time based on their structure, so it's gotten a little clouded over the years. But what I really wanted was a broker that was a little more niche, something where clients would know who they were talking to, where the CEO and the CFO and the CTO and all the people behind the brokerage would actually deal with clients, and people and everybody was knowledgeable about what they were talking about. There was no sales staff. When you talk to FX, you never talk to a salesperson. We don't have any. I wanted a different experience, and then built on that experience, I wanted a little more transparency. And I think, without tooting our own horn here, FXPIG was really, people don't know this because we've never been, we just started our first advertising campaign 3 days ago. So, and that's really because of the launch of the new website, no other reason. So and our pricing is completely different than everybody else, just like our site is. We don't say the lowest spreads everywhere. Open a demo account, we'll give you free monopoly money, and all these other stupid taglines that every other broker uses. So we've grown generic naturally and over the course of this entire time, and I think we were the first broker to really offer fixed message confirmations to clients. We were really the first broker to tout transparency. Now there's a few others in the market, Global Prime, I think maybe even IC Markets. I don't think the big boys have started getting in yet. Pepperstone might. I don't really remember, to be honest with you, but we were the first ones to do that. The only reason nobody knows about that is because only our clients know about that, because we didn't publish it anywhere.
Why don't you explain to people what exactly that is?
Sure. So regardless of the platform you trade on, right? When you send a message to another institutional provider, so a bank or a hedge fund or whoever, there's a messaging system that was created, and like everything else in it, an antiquated system that was created. Basically, I might be wrong on this, but I'm going to say somewhere around 1998, and then the fixed 4.4, which everybody uses now, was somewhere around 2004 or 5. I could be wrong on that, but you can check the facts on that one, but it should be close. So fix is essentially, it's financial information exchange, and it's basically like a text message. It's like an SMS message that gets sent from whoever initiates a trade, whoever receives it, and then a confirmation is sent back to whoever sent the trade with basically telling you, okay, you were filled at this point, and if you were filled at this point, who filled you, what the price was, what the price you wanted was, basic information on your trade execution. So if a market-making broker takes your trade, they don't have a fixed confirmation because essentially they hold that trade in-house and they don't send it anywhere. So asking for a fixed confirmation.
What's the advantage for a broker not sending that out and holding it in-house? Is it to trade against that person, or what's the edge?
I think that's a common misconception, because if there's a small market making broker, let's say brand new to the market, that's 5 days old, with a $30 website, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of them. I see them all the time. If it's that type of broker where they have no infrastructure and no money, their book essentially is they don't do anything. You send a trade, they just let it sit in empty or whatever they may be using as a front end GUI for their clients to trade on. And that's it. They figure most people are going to lose, so they'll make that money, and that's it. And they operate like a casino. But that really isn't the norm. All banks are market makers, right? So all large institution hedge funds and things like that are normally market makers. So they don't necessarily make money when you lose or lose money when you win, because what they essentially do is they manage a book in-house. So every trade that comes in goes, they hedge with other partners, or they hold positions based on their overall book within the market. So their overall holdings, they hold them. Banks, on the other hand, will just play back and forth for commission and swap. So while they do have a book, their traders at the bank don't usually speculate. They used to, not anymore, because they can't most of the time because of regulations. But their traders, what they do is they trade the book. They manage that book and trade with other books, other banks, other market makers. So it's a misconception when most traders think, oh my God, they're a market maker, I don't want to trade there. At the end of the day, your trade is going to a market maker at some point, because a bank is more likely going to be the last, the buck stops there at some point. So we're not a market maker, and we never will be. One, not because I don't think it's moral or there's something wrong with it, because there isn't. If you operate as a market maker, a professional market maker, you make money.
Is it because of the risk of being a market maker that you would not want to be one?
It has to do, well, one is more managing risk. I think we could manage it well, but it is an additional administrative task, which adds on cost on that side, even if it's not a risk cost. It does risk, and we essentially try to take risk off our books. But really, to be honest with you, where it comes more so today, where it comes into play beside the administrative aspect. One, we've been marketing ourselves for 6 years, 5 years, as a transparent STP, straight through process. We hold, and we don't take. So that's one. The second overall reason, to be honest with you, not to run a market maker, is essentially because, well, it's something that. This comes into the risk side. Current marketplace, where we intervention, where we'll probably have more interventions, where we're going to have some type of currency war, where those have always existed, but more so coming down the pike here. When you're a market maker, you take you still pull in pricing from a bank to show, so you're still going to show some type of bank pricing, and those bank pricing have spread spikes and things. And then you have to manage a book around someone else's pricing. And that is difficult. Managing a book is not that difficult, but managing a book around institutional pricing that you can't control, because at this point we don't have 100,000 clients. We can't really chart our own pricing because we're not going to have enough in book to be able to have and Barclays, for instance, or UBS or whoever, love to send non-filtered pricing into their platform. So we would have to try to create a book around non-filtered pricing, and that, at the end of the day, is the difficult aspect of being a market maker.
Okay.
At least
being a former being from the U.S., we have very limited choices now, based upon everyone fleeing the U.S. because of Dodd-Frank or after the financial crisis. U.S. citizens that are now, it's like they have leprosy. Can a U.S. citizen open an account with FXPIG?
Unfortunately, we're pretty strict on our KYC and AML, and due to that same law in 2011, we do not accept U.S. resident clients.
Maybe Donald Trump will give FX traders more of a choice, but when he's making America great again.
Yeah, I've said that same line to many people, so we'll see. We could talk about politics for a long time, but I don't really know. This year is something that no one's ever seen, at least living. No one's ever seen anything similar to this living. I'm sure things like this have happened in the 1800s, late. But living, I don't think anybody's ever seen this. So it's interesting. I'll tell you what. In my life, I've never watched, up until this year, a political debate ever. And that's not because I don't like politics. Politics, I think, anybody that likes to look at the world and really things and have intelligent conversations with their dinner guests likes politics at some. They might not like the politics that they're looking at in their country, but politics is something that almost any intelligent person is going to be interested in to some level. But I've never, and this is the first time I've ever watched a debate. And really, it was to see the ridiculous things that Donald Trump may say, or how he was going to be attacked. I haven't watched a Democratic debate this year. So that's on the core of it. Even if you hate Donald Trump, and I don't know if I like him or hate him. I met him in person once or twice for about 45 seconds, and I know people who have had conversations with him, and I've never met, and there's not a lot of people. I know 3 or 4 people. I mean, it's not like I know 50 people that have talked to him. I knew his daughter at one time. She went to a private school in Connecticut when I was growing up, and a friend of mine was friends with her. And so I don't get it. I think everything he's doing right now is pretty much a farce in order to get him into the general election, where I think he's going to change. I don't think he's actually projecting himself as a person on the political track. I just don't. From anybody that ever known to talk to him, I don't get that. But anyway, he's a marketer and he's doing a great job. So
let me ask you this, Kevin. Do you still trade for yourself with all these other responsibilities that you have? Because in my own personal experience, facilitating a live trading social community that distracts me from my own trading. I lose a little bit of an edge in my own trading because I'm facilitating, showing other people's work, interviewing people like you. Do you still trade for yourself?
I don't have time like you meant. I do. I paper trade in my head all the time. When I see a setup or something on a chart, I think, I'll come back in 2 days and see where that is. And but to be honest, it's even outside of the time, because the place to trade doesn't take that much time, but research behind it may. But it's really, I don't have, when our own clients, or even people that don't trade for us lose money, it kind of still hurts me. I still get that feeling when I see a client that has been with us for a long time, and I'm checking something on his account, he may have asked for something, or a lock check, or I'm looking through journals or fixed messages for something for one of our clients. And I see them, losing money, or I see them take a hit. It really stresses me out at the same point it did when I traded. So I think the stress level is more on the administrative side, at least the way we do it here at FXPIG. I think we're much more personal, I think, than most brokers are. So it hurts. So
okay, there's another unique feature for FXPIG. You actually care about your customers.
And I know it's a cheesy tagline, so it's hard to use, but it's the truth. We really, and I think any of our clients would testify to the fact that I probably communicate with 30 to 40% of our client base not on a rate. I mean, I wouldn't say it's not a daily basis, that's for sure. But at least 30% of our base know who I am and have contacted me personally at least once. And it's probably higher than that on the only once aspect, because there's a lot of clients that I deal with on a frequent basis. So yeah, we do. You know, I know how it is to be a trader. I know what it's like when you have to call or you're sending an email and you get a coupon. I know what it's like when you see when you see something happen in the market. There's a 45 pip spread spike for 30 seconds, but you didn't get filled on your sell when it popped, and you think you got cheated. I know what those things feel like, but I also know what happened, and I can explain it to a client, and they can understand, and I don't just tell them, that's the price or what have you. So it's a different, it's a different business model. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. I know brokers spend a lot of money to get customers, not so much in retention. Do you provide research and education for people that trade through you so that they have a better shot at being successful?
We in the past, really, our client base has been that already know how to trade, at least on a certain level. So we didn't have that push initially to give any type of education, though we do give insight, because when we communicate with people and they ask us about, let's say, for instance, I have an EA that trades like this, they send us, what type of should I look for? How should I trade it? Do you have any information on maybe what I should do? And we would go through and look at it and tell them, look, this isn't going to work. We'll be honest with you right off the bat. This is not going to work on any. So
you actually back test EAs for people? You've done that?
Well, we actually have done that in the past. We don't say we have done it. We have done it. So the fact, you get people that have an EA or a system, and they say, look, I've been trading this on demo and it's been doing well. Which of your feeds? We do offer 2 different feeds, and I'll get into that. But which of your fees do you think would be best? And we would look at it and say, this isn't going to work anywhere, and we'll tell them why, or we'll tell them this, this because of this. As far as we are starting a little bit with education on the new website. It's a little bit different than most places. I don't like our education. We have one video, for instance, now that we produced in-house called the Liquidity Myth, and it's on our website. And I basically created all the copy in that, created myself, and it basically talks about the 5 trillion or 6 trillion or whatever number somebody wants to throw at you, which is always wrong. It's possible to get the overall flow of the Forex market because everything you do, when I'm in Mexico and I use my debit card with US dollars on it to buy a soda at the local 7-Eleven, that's a Forex transaction somewhere. To be able to really contemplate what the Forex market is as far as Forex between banks, it's impossible. So 5 trillion, 6 trillion, 20 trillion, you can put a number on it, it's impossible. But if you take that 5 trillion number and you divide it by by ticks, and you take 80% of it goes to the Euro-USD pair on a daily basis on average, you're really talking about like 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 per tick that's available in the market across all venues. So to be honest, liquid Forex isn't that liquid. So that we talk about with our education that we plan to provide and that we do provide really isn't what's a pip, what's a tick, what's a trend line, how do I put a MACD on my chart, none of those things. It's more education about how the market works and what they can do to take advantage of how the market works rather than the banks taking advantage of them.
All right, you bring up an interesting point, and then I'd like to invite you to show your website. Since you had a launch on it, you can share your screen and maybe show your website. But a lot of people, since all this new regs and all the bad press about banks front-running and using chat rooms to trade, a lot of banks have shaved their FX departments, and there's a lot less liquidity in the market than the lack of liquidity that you said already existed, that it's really hype how deep the markets are. Have you noticed in the last 5 years the structure of the FX market, like bonds used to be the most liquid market in the world and they're not anymore? Have you noticed that shift towards maybe we had the unpeg of the Swiss last year that was a debacle for a lot of firms. have you noticed market structure being less stable over the last few years?
I don't know if it's stability, more so that the FX market is changing because of the risk factors involved in being a market maker. So from the banks down, and regulation. I mean, I know this is probably a topic, but regulation on the levels it is right now doesn't really protect the people. What it does is it limits large institutions to be able to use their own money and create their own parameters on how they're going to use that money to be able to generate returns and be able to remove risk off other parts of the portfolio.
Therefore they pulled back from it.
Exactly. So banks can't even speculate anymore on many different aspects of the market. They're not allowed to. So now, your regular 99%, let's say, assume that means that their money is safer. But that's not really the case, because your money never went into an FX pool at Barclays if you didn't want it to. Barclays may have taken 0.00001% of their deposits and speculated with them. But that doesn't mean that your money is essentially at risk. But now the bank can't take risks in certain avenues. So what they need to do then is reduce risk in certain avenues and change business models in others. And one place they're definitely changing their business model is Forex. And I can give you a direct example. We have a system on our feed that's called the Door. It's a PAM. It's been trading with us for almost since our launch. It basically trades at the rollover, so it trades at 5 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States, right when the banks shut down for the day. And it trades for an hour, and it does extremely well based on certain aspects of the market that happen around rollover. And one of those is illiquidity, which is odd because most systems don't make money on illiquid markets. They lose it. So in 2010, 11, 12, this system did phenomenal. And this is all STP. It's never been traded on a market-making feed. So this is all straight processing to some type of bank, aggregated bank or aggregated ECN type of liquidity. Banks have over the last, especially since the Swiss last year, but even before that, have started. You used to have a bank would have a desk, and the desk would have humans behind it, and they used algorithms as well, but they had humans, and humans would look at the book, understand things, and know that okay, we have people long in euro, that's a risk for us right now, but we have news coming out, people are going to short. So there would be some type of human, human mind behind the book. And they would allow different types of systems to trade, even if it was an immediate risk for them. They knew eventually they would look at that system, they would look at those trades, see how long they were held. They would find out, more about how coming in and allow it, because they knew later on they could resell that liquidity and they would make money. Now it's pretty much all algo based. And the algos are pretty simple. It's essentially the bank loses money, regardless of how they lose money. That doesn't mean you made money, they lost money. But the bank money, they're toxic, and they stop accepting that flow. And we've had this system get stopped at several different banks inside our aggregation. And it happens monthly. One bank will shut us down. 2 or 3 banks will put us on an aggressive on that flow. We'll have to go back, renegotiate, change some, have the system, the person that runs the system change some parameters of that system so that the timing of the trades are a little different. Anyway, it's since the Swiss especially, it's gotten very difficult for, let's say, algorithms on the retail institutional side that aren't market makers to make money consistently, and that's really because when they trade big, if nobody's really going to look at you. But even 10 lots now, people are going to look at you, because even at $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million a ticket, which 5 years ago was nobody cared. People care now. Flow is definitely toxicity. The definition of toxicity on an institutional level has changed, and it's getting more difficult. That's for sure for people, algorithms to make the money they used to make.
What great insight you provided to us today, Kevin, the workings of FX brokers, and although the audio from my side wasn't good because I hear myself a few times repeating here. Do you want to show your website? If you go to the upper left-hand corner, there's a screen share. It's a green box with an arrow, and you could show your website. And
this community at FX Street, based in Barcelona, a lot of international traders that might be interested in checking you out. So there's your website, www.fxpig. You guys have talked to, you're the CEO, correct, Kevin?
That's correct.
All right, so one of the first CEOs of a FX broker firm to come here to educate people about behind the scenes of what happens at an FX firm, and appreciate you edifying the community about the brokerage side of the business.
You know, we've done things like this. Clients, I thank you very much for the invitation and the ability to come on and talk to everybody at the street, and hopefully we'll get some people that may want to discuss it further. I'm always open to at least trying to give as much insight as I can. I know that from my trader days till now, while I may not have learned much more, I think I spent a lot of time learning about trading and different when I was a trader, and I still I think the systems I used back then to enter trades on naked charts would probably still serve me today. But as far as the other side, it definitely helps a trader know how their trades are going to be received, almost as much as the trades they make. So you know, like I said, we're here to assist in that manner, and I think it's beneficial, and hopefully clients think that as well.
Well, I wish you good hunting and much success, Kevin. Really nice to meet you, my trading warrior brother and CEO of an FX firm, and let's keep in touch, and appreciate you being here and spending your most important currency, which is time, with us today in our live analysis room here at FX Street.
For sure. Thanks a lot, Dale, and I appreciate it. And hopefully maybe one day we can get back on and discuss about some other things, maybe not exactly FX Pig related, but just Forex related. I think it'll be a fun talk.
Okay, Kevin. Have a great weekend, and may pips rain down on you and your clients for the rest of 2016.
Thank you, Dale. Thanks very much.
And to you, I could say I'm looking forward to having a cerveza in about 5-6 hours. Well, maybe longer than that. So,
well, salud, and I hope it's nice.
All right, buddy. Everyone, thank Kevin Kukeska, CEO at FX Pig. You could follow him at his Twitter handle and go to his website. Take a look. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Dale.
So there you go. Okay, everyone. So it's probably time for me to wrap it up for the week. So I think you got a little insight on what happens behind the scenes when you guys click your mouse today. Hope you enjoyed it. Kiwi really not being able to rally here. S&P is still under pressure. Euro, I still think you have to sell rallies until we get at least to 1140 and maybe 1050. Japanese yen, still way too much mo. If you look at my screen here, I can't short this when the 4 hour is at 78. And Euro pound, perhaps we get some type of recovery. I think this was a major trend line break on the daily. 79.5 would be a nice sell signal there. Count your blessings and they will multiply. Amen to that, Sinatra. So I want to thank everyone for another great week. No one in LAR was surprised by what happened in the dollar this week. So kudos to everyone out there. I'll be back with you guys Monday before I take my break. We're going to have Nicola Duke with us on Monday. So I want to thank everyone personally and wish everyone a great weekend. So thank you, Timbo, Abel, Luca, Cyric, Dion, Adinda, Mystic, Brooke, Ricardo, Jess, Mario, Blaze, Jax, Midas, Ali, Fab, PR Trading, Arvid, Roland, BW, Sam, The Grays, Ralph, Adinda, and enjoy your weekend, everyone. And I'll see you on Monday. Adios.